What's happening? It's your Mercedes Eileen. Welcome to my channel. I see that I've gotten a few new subscribers from my last couple of videos, and I want to thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. But just in case someone new is watching, I have bipolar disorder, generalized anxiety disorder, and ADHD. As of right now, I'm currently in the process of getting another diagnosis, like a second opinion. And I really wanted to talk about that experience and getting the psychological testing in this video, and then kind of continue to give you guys an update of how I am processing this breakup, because it is a really significant and challenging thing for me. um and I don't know, like maybe someone is watching this because they're going through one and they're trying to see how to handle it. Not that I know how to handle it for real, but sharing it here does make me feel a bit better, and it does kind of make me feel like, maybe I'm not alone in this, and that somebody else has experiences that I have. So yeah, I'm gonna get into it. So yesterday I went to a new psychologist and I got psychological testing. Most of it at the office was like IQ testing. She let me know after I took the test. So she did some IQ testing, which honestly to me that was the hardest part. I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. It had to do with numbers and memory and all of this stuff, and it just really made my brain tired. Then she sent me home with a couple of tests, like assessments to do online, so that I wouldn't have to rush in the office, because they did, like, each of them took probably about 30-45 minutes. So I took them, and as far as I can understand, and I may be wrong, they were really, I guess, so I was starting with the blank slate. So my psychologist, she didn't want to take into account anything I had been diagnosed with before. She just wanted to start with a clean slate. So we started with a clean slate, and I answered all the questions as accurately as I possibly could. But the issue with answering the questions is that yesterday I felt fine, like I was good. And then this morning I did not feel fine. So my answers, I feel like, were kind of different for different tests, depending on if I took them yesterday or if I took them today. With that being said, when I was taking the test, it was asking me questions about feeling lonely, about if I felt like I could trust people in my life, if I felt like worthless and things like that. And it was a bit triggering because I had to be honest. Like, it's not like a person was asking me this and I had to give them a certain answer to make sure that the vibe isn't off in the room or that it feels uncomfortable. Like, I really had to give the real answers. And the reality is, if I haven't shared it already, is that while I think that I'm a great person, I think that I'm sweet, I think that I'm kind, I think I'm a great person to be around, I think I'm a good friend, a good mother, a good daughter, like a good relative, all of those things. I am extremely insecure when it comes to my mental illness, because it affects my life so much. So yeah, sorry, technical difficulties, um, yeah, it was crazy because I actually had to be honest, like, in how I felt, if I really felt um seen, if I really felt heard, and it pretty much is what it was asking. And the answer was no, I don't. And I think that part of it for sure can be because of what I feel personally. In my opinion, I am suspicious that I may have borderline personality disorder. And I think that part of it could be that. But the basis for how that even becomes a thing in people who have borderline personality disorder is literally not having anyone to lean on, like not being able to trust anyone, just not having anyone you can actually depend on. And I don't know if I've mentioned it in my previous videos, but when I was a kid, like my mom, I'm not sure why, but my mom, she wasn't very emotionally aware like herself. So she did not think that emotions were important. And me being a little girl, and at the time not even knowing that I'm predispositioned to have mental illnesses, I was very emotional, and I was having a lot of big emotions that nobody could help me with, and I would just, go to my own little corner and cry. When I went to my mom, she said it's not that serious, you tripping. So I would go by myself and cry, or I would get in trouble for crying, stuff like that. So I'm sorry. I really hope I'm not yelling in the microphone, but yes, like emotions just were not a thing when I was little. Like I wasn't allowed to have emotions. And then when I was with my grandma was like really anxious and like tense and overreactive. So if something I was doing made her feel some type of way, like she would say, "Oh, you're making me feel like this," instead of saying like, "Oh, that's not safe," or "That's not XYZ." And it's even more validating to see her do it with her great granddaughter, which is my child, because she'll say that like, "You're making Granny sad," and it's like, no, this is not about making Granny sad. She needs to do what we're asking her to do, stuff like that. Because I don't know, I just kind of grew up and came to the conclusion myself that I'm responsible for others' emotions, and they should be responsible for mine. So I can be very emotionally dependent, and I think that's something that I can definitely take accountability for when it comes to my relationship, or my most previous relationship. The problem comes in the area of me not knowing what to do about that. Like, will that ever change about me? You know? Um and I've done a lot of work. Like, you can see through this channel how self-aware I am, how hard I've tried for so long to like get better and be the best that I can be. And I've been stepped on a lot, specifically the father of my child. Like, he stepped on me a lot. Even to this day, he's still stepping every time he gets a chance. And we'll make up and things will be cool because everything is convenient and things are going his way. And then when it's not, he's like, "Oh, you're crazy. You have problems. You need to get it together." And, not even understanding that my normal may look different from his normal. He literally told me, like, "Okay, just because you have a mental illness doesn't mean anything. You have to figure out how to live just like everybody else." And I never said that I didn't want to figure out how to live. um I never said that I wanted special treatment. I never said any of these things. But these are the things that people assume when you have a mental illness. People with mental illnesses go through more abuse than any other group of people. Or maybe not children, possibly not children, because people know that we are vulnerable. People know that we are constantly going through things. Like, I have enough time fighting my own mind. I have enough energy spent on that than to be spending it on arguing with you and trying to get you to understand something that you don't want to understand. So being rejected and dismissed in ways like that um have not helped. Not really being around people who know the best things to do. And I'm not blaming any of the adults, when I was a child, any of the adults in my life, because I don't think that they knew any better. I think the only reason that I know better is because we have access to social media and the internet and the things like we do. So I'm not like mad at anybody, but at the end of the day, the result from already that being a hereditary thing, and then having to go through what I go through, and being dismissed and rejected and insulted and abandoned, repeatedly, it's just been really, really, really hard. Um, it's been really hard. And I don't expect anyone that doesn't struggle with something like bipolar disorder or borderline personality disorder to understand, because how can you understand something that you've never lived? How? It's not possible. And what I struggle with every day is validating myself and reminding myself that I do deserve love. I do deserve to be loved. I do deserve to have someone to trust. Like, I think that I've went a lot of my life accommodating others, and no one's ever accommodated me. And the closest I got was in my previous relationship. And it really broke my heart that this person convinced me that they were going to be that person for me, and then they let me down the way that they did. So yeah. If you can't tell, today's been a bit harder for me. I've been crying like a lot of the day. I don't feel good today. And I really didn't want to make a video, but I was like, no, like if I'm going to show the good moments, then I have to show the bad ones too. It's not always an uphill journey. I don't always feel good. I'm not always happy. I'm actually not happy often at all. And it's not because I'm a miserable person. It's not because of anything I've done to anyone. It's because I have a mental illness. And I'm trying to learn how to navigate life and find things to live for on a regular basis. And, I don't know, maybe it's because I don't have anyone in my life that goes through these things. Like maybe I need to find community in that way. I don't know, maybe it's because I don't know. I already told y'all why. See, here I go. Like, oh my god, that just happened in real time. Did you just see how I tried to find? Like, I tried to make it my fault. This is what I'm always going through. I'm literally always trying to figure out what I have done wrong to feel the way that I feel, or to be going through what I'm going through, and it's not my fault. I literally just did that in real time. It's insane. People with mental illnesses, we blame ourselves. Well, not all of us, because there's some people with mental illnesses that don't give a damn. But self-aware people with mental illnesses, or that are struggling and actually want to be better, we really struggle with not even like placing stigmas on ourselves and not being gentle enough and graceful enough with ourselves, just because the people around us are not graceful with us and not gentle with us. If I'm being honest, I am like, I don't know, I'm just like tired of being tired all the time. I'm tired of feeling mentally exhausted. I'm tired of feeling emotionally exhausted. I'm tired of feeling things, period. And I don't know if I said this in the last video, but I had a moment either a couple weeks ago or very recently when I realized, like, I understand why people with mental illnesses, I understand why they struggle with addiction too. Like, I understand why they find other things to get addicted to, because living with your mind working against you 100% of the time is a living hell, and I would not wish it on my worst enemy. At the same time, I understand that what I'm going through, I am not the only person going through it. The only reason that I feel that way is because our community is not built up enough. It's not enough of us speaking out because people are embarrassed. It's not enough of us speaking out because people are in denial and don't want to acknowledge mental illnesses or accept the fact that that's something that they struggle with. People with mental illnesses being embarrassed for the people around them. And it's not easy for me to make videos like this, because I know that people that I went to school with, or maybe a family member, could come up on my videos. But at the end of the day, if I can help someone that is feeling what I'm feeling by making videos like this, I think that it's worth it personally. If I'm going to be alive, I want to help people like me. I want to be able to say, like, damn, I did my best and I pushed it as far as I could push it. All of these things, like, piled up. And that's when it starts to feel like there's no way out. There's no way for me not to feel this way. It feels terrible to feel terrible every day. And not because of anything that you're doing wrong. Not because anyone did anything to you. Well, sort of, kind of. But I don't know. Like, I'm just over it. I'm over putting my heart in people's hands. I'm just over, like, struggling. I'm over being tired. And I wish that I had, like, something positive to leave out with, but I guess the most possible thing, I guess the most positive thing that I could say is that I really just keep praying and staying connected to God and just begging him that this be for a reason. If I'm gonna beg anyone, if I'm gonna bug anyone, if I'm gonna take anything from anyone, it would be God. Like, I just keep praying that it's all for a reason. I keep praying that he just keep me positive. I keep praying that he just keep me close and just hold my hand through this. And I'm sure he will, just like he's held my hand through everything else. And I think that that's an interesting thing too, because it's the belief that God, like that, wanting to kill yourself is okay. It's a belief that wanting to unalive yourself is a sin. But I think that my understanding of God is shifting in my brain, because God brought me here. He brought me here. He knows who I am. He knows my heart, and he knows that I would never do anything to outright disobey or like disrespect him in any way. God knows what I'm feeling, and God loves me. He does not hate me because I have a mental illness. And I want to peace out. He knows why, and he gets it. Like, if anybody isn't gonna get it, it's gonna be him, because he is all knowing. And so I've just like been clinging on by a string. Okay, sorry I wasn't able to finish earlier. I recorded a part of the video, but it got lost or whatever. It deleted on its own. I don't know what's going on, but my main point at the end of the video was to just like stay prayed up and just keep going one more day. Like, just to keep pushing, to keep striving, just to make it. Like, having a day where I'm not feeling depressed, that's an accomplishment for me. And it may not be an accomplishment for everyone else, because that's not what they struggle with. That's not the thorn in their side. But God sees how hard that I'm working. He sees how hard I love, how hard I try, how much I do just to be the best person that I could be, to be as mentally healthy as I could possibly be. And I think that accepting that that's what my norm is, that's what my accomplishment is, will help me be more gentle with myself. And the same for you, like if you struggle with it. I think that it's important that people with mental illnesses, that we realize that our normal is not going to be another person's normal, and that we are assured that God loves us, or whatever higher power you believe in, or just believing that there's still hope, right? Whatever you need to do to stay hopeful, do it. So yeah, just keep swimming, really. That's the point of the end of this video. So yeah, if you made it this far, do go ahead and subscribe. I appreciate you so much. Also, give me a like if you can, and why not hype it? I think I can hype it, right? Well, I don't know, maybe you have to be monetized for that, I don't know, but just subscribe, like, share it with somebody if you think they need to hear it. And yeah, see you next time. Be blessed.